Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome. This is our Deviant Daily, normally a part of the Aberrant Witch tier. We are recording this on May 2nd, 2023. It's 8:57 a.m. here in Northern California. We are working with the writer Waite-Smith Tarot, and we are recording for Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. And like I try to explain, I know the day, and I know when some people pop on like it's the wrong day. It's not. It is not. I try to record the day before, so we're recording May 2nd for May 3rd, just so we can have a conversation about the possibilities of the collective energy of that day. And so when you enter the day, when you experience the day, if something comes up, you are prepared and you are equipped to process it. So it just gives you that one up, right? So that's what we do. That's what we do. That's why I do it the way I do. So good morning, Beatrice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And like normal and natural, take some time to ground and center. Take some time to focus on your breathing. Take some time to tune in with yourself and just be in this present moment. No judgment. Just be in the moment. And when you're ready, call in your spirits, your guides, your gods, your allies, your ancestors. Call in all the good shit for your highest and best. Call that energy in, that vibration in, and allow it to impress upon you. Allow it to inspire you, to motivate you, to help you as we navigate this co-creative adventure. Good morning. Good afternoon for some. I know it's like 9 a.m. here, and I know for some it's like, well, it's tomorrow. And it's also like noon. Good morning. Hello. All right. So when you're ready, go ahead and choose the first number that tugs at your dominant psychic trait, whatever that may be, 1, 2, or 3. That first number that does tug at your dominant psychic trait, whatever that may be, 1, 2, or 3. Go ahead and comment or write down it as your preference. So 1, 2, 3, and we will see what pops up. Interesting. So we'll see what pops up. So I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're having a good day so far. Do I notice 3? And just remember, all 3 cards are a part of our reading. All 3 cards will give us insight. The card that you choose is simply a card of emphasis. It is a card that you focus on. So it takes a general collective reading and it helps you to make it a little more personal. Yeah. And so that's what we do. So are you ready? Trying to look for something here. Well, hello, Shawnette. Good to see you. First card is Justice. It's messing with my visuals. Justice. So what do you think of when you think of justice? Just don't even try to interpret. Just boom. First thing you think of when you think of justice. The first words or memories or experiences or whatever. The first thing that pops into your head when justice, pops in. What is that? And justice is a major arcana card, and so we know with major arcana, it is a big energy. So, and I always say like they're big life events, but really they can be smaller things that actually set us up for like this major thing. So it doesn't have to be like, oh wow, I went from not being able to see the color blue to now I can see blue. It doesn't have to be like this major change. It could be like little tiny things that have a bigger influence. I feel like when people talk about major arcana cards, a lot of people expect this big thing to happen, and it's not always the case. It's just stuff that pops up that sets us up for big stuff. If that makes sense. Um, Equality, I like that. Justice, equality. Justice can be karma to you. Nice, yeah. The law is what pops into my head, even though that's always the case, right? Look, let's not even go there, Beatrice. We already know. Like, yeah, we already know what that is. We already know that, unfortunately. But yeah, I understand what you mean. So justice. I did think, ooh, you've been naughty. Have you? Well, that's fine. Okay, so in all seriousness, justice, we have balance, we have the scales, and I do find with justice, it is a responsibility to ourselves. I really think that when it comes up in a reading, it's this responsibility to ourselves to be honest with what's going on in our actual situation. And so for Wednesday, May 3rd, card one, we have justice, which is a major arcana card. Um, let's be honest with ourselves. What is happening today? Or let's take some information, right? Let's take some information into consideration. What is going on in my life that today it's just a bit much? Or today, Wednesday, when it pops up, like what am I thinking about? Where am I daydreaming? Like what do I actually want? And justice is saying, look, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with our decision making process. It's not always the best thing right now. And so we have been making decisions that have led us up till this point here, right? And so do we like that or do we not like that? Justice is also, you know, what we focus upon, what we invest in, what we are a part of. It paints the picture, it paints the canvas of what we experience. It helps there, right? So, is that something we really want or is it not? Um, I find with justice, another thing is the decision making process where, you know what, I can't escape the past. Um, it does help though. That let's change our thinking about that. It does help because it might not feel great, right? It might not feel great, but it does help because with Mercury retrograde and all these other things, it unearths things for us. So it's not a negative thing. It's Mercury retrograde is just doing its job. Yeah. So it's just doing its job. And we don't necessarily like the job it does all the time. Sometimes we do. But it's not a bad thing, but it is an eye opening thing. And so sometimes we're like, I don't really like this experience. And we blame it on Mercury retrograde. But really, it's just helping us to define what we want to be a part of, what we need to change, what we need to do, all of these things. And so, like, we don't need to get so caught up. And I do it too. I do it too. We don't need to get caught up in like the negative association with Mercury retrograde, even though it can be, an intense bitch. But um, it puts a light on things and it helps us to feel differently and it guides us. And so without that friction and challenge here on earth, it's like, how are we going to know what we want and what we don't want? Let's focus more on what we do want. Yeah. So justice, card one, Wednesday. What does it say to you? How does it make you feel? Let me be aware. I find that with justice today, it is like, okay, I have to be very, very honest with myself and my situations today. Let me balance out. I might have to step away from using my past as a crutch, using my past as an indicator as to how I treat people in my present and people in my future. This might make sense, and please let me know if it does. A lot of times when we're in relationships and they go sour, we tend to treat people in current and future relationships based on what we experienced in those sour patches. And that's not necessarily fair. Sure, we should utilize that discernment, okay? But moving forward, it's not always the best way to treat other people, right? And so with justice, it's like, okay, I kind of have to separate that past experience or my past stuff and try to clear the space in front of me and experience differently. I do need to have a balanced approach. I do need to weigh, like, be very discerning as to how I engage with people and situations today. I need to be mindful of how I invest and if it's in alignment with what I actually want for myself or if it's not. So if I keep doing things that are not in alignment with what I want for myself, those scales are going to be different, not going to be balanced, out of alignment, out of harmony. Okay. Well, hello, Jade. Welcome. So let's just pull in some more information. Card two. Card two, dominant for those who chose card two, supporting for those who did not. What is it? Card two. Card two is the two of wands. Well, hello. What? Cleaning? Ay, ay, ay. Not on a Tuesday. Oh my gosh. I'm just waking up. Forgive me. Two of wands reversed. Card two. Card two. What do you see here? How does it make you feel? What pops up for you? And they always teach as well, reversals are not negative. They can be, but so can upright cards. So when you see a reversal, don't automatically think, oh shit, you know? Reversals, I find, are opportunities for growth. And I know that sounds so love and light of me, so like uplifty, positive, woohoo. But really, reversals can be like opportunities for growth because they unearth some shit for us and we can like see what's really going on. Um, Two of wands, wands associated with the fire element. And two can be choices, ebb and flow, duality. Uh, yeah. And so the two of wands is looking, if you look at the body language of the two is actually looking towards the right of the card, right? The right of the reading. And so looking towards the future, its back is towards the past, its back is towards justice. And so at the core with the two of wands, I like this with Mercury retrograde, reviewing what has worked well and where there's room for improvement. Yes. With the two of wands, I might need help, you know? Because I find with the two of wands, it's like generate upright, it's generating this energy, generating this fire, and I have this power, and and I have the world in my hands, right? And I'm looking at how I can utilize my power. With the two of wands reversed, I find I'm still exploring who I am. I'm still exploring my own power and how to cultivate it, how to actually reclaim my power. And I find with the two of wands reversed for us on Wednesday, Mercury's day, it is important that we learn how to communicate our power. Sometimes when we are just learning how to communicate and stand up for ourselves, we can be mean. We can be so mean. Not always intentional, but let's be honest, sometimes it is. But with the two of wands reversed, it is finding navigating our own life and strengthening who we are and standing up for ourselves and expressing like what we need. Yeah. And so it's looking towards the future, like this is what I want, this is how I want to be, how do I get there? Well, I have to build myself up, I have to learn how to build myself up again. I have to learn how to um, take the necessary steps moving forward to get to that space for me. The two of wands reverse is perfect to follow up on justice, our goals, and in alignment to our core desires. Yeah. And I feel like it's a little more like it digs a little deeper. Yeah. So I need to get into really good contact with my own energy, my own body, my own feelings, my own ability to set boundaries, and my ability to say yes or to say no when I want, not based on someone else. Yeah. And my ability to do the things. Two of wands reversed is I don't feel powerful. I might say that I am powerful and I might project that, but I don't feel it. I don't feel empowered. I don't, there's a disconnect here. I have to appear a certain way, but I don't feel that way. Why not? And I do find it comes back to the justice and justice, expressing like, look, it's time to balance the scales here, honey. It's time to be aware that all of the experience we have, all of the experiences we have had prior to this moment, they are not the forever story. Yeah. It's kind of like a book. If you think about it, every chapter sets you up for the next, and it sets you up for the end result. But there's a process to it, and so every chapter we build and we build and we build and we become more, we unfold more, and we discover more about who we are. And so we can't stay in that first chapter of our life. Our stories are ever growing. Our stories are important to explore, different sides. I almost said side pieces. That's a different story. But side quests, whatever. We go on different journeys to experience different things, and that's okay. But it is important that we do not stay in the past. And so recognize that you do have the power to create and change. You do have the power and the strength to follow through. And you do have that energy to change the life in which you see fit, you know? So Two of Wands reversed, focus on what you want for your future. Carry with you the lessons learned from justice. Carry with you a balance and a harmonizing of experiences, and learn from the past, but don't stay in the past. A lot kind of like therapy, where therapy helps us process and learn through things, and take things with us, and shed certain things. And when we experience things that may trigger that, we are able to handle it better and better and better in every way. Okay. I think you're going to be happy with card 3. Not that any of the cards are negative. Three of Cups. Three of Cups. What does that say to you? What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? Three of Cups. What do you think is going on here? Huh? And I also like, if you think about it, we started with a major arcana card. So we have Justice. Boom, here we are. And then we have the Two of Wands reversed. But then we go from 2 to 3. So we see a natural progression. But the 2 is like, I don't know. I don't know about this. Reversal. And the 3 is like, no, we got this, bitch. Like, we got this. Don't worry. We have it. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna experience all these experiences, and we're gonna have fun. Yeah, Three of Cups, friendship and community. Yo, I know, right? Celebration. Uh huh. Three of Cups. I was just thinking, like, when have I seen the Three of Cups in a more somber space? But then I'm like, oh yeah, it can also, depending on the cards around it, could be um like at a wake, like, mourning. Depending on the cards around it, can talk about like a funeral type of stuff. So yeah, Three of Cups. What does that say to you? Community, friendship, celebration, for sure. I like it. I say that about every card, though. I love cards. Three of Cups for Mercury's Day, May 3rd. Um, I do find that this is saying, when we process this stuff, when we learn to balance our hangups, or balance the things we hold on to that are kind of our past is infusing into our present. When we learn to really weigh out, like, oh, this is something I don't really want. This is something I will take with me. I won't keep holding on to the memory of this or the intensity of this, because it's pain, and it doesn't serve me, and I don't need to live there. But I will take what I've learned. I will take with me my ability to discern the types of energies that I've learned in this situation. So this goes, but this stays. And so when we do that, we are a little raw, we are a little, new, and we're not quite sure how to utilize our own personal power. Maybe we feel like we don't have any power here, but in reality, we always have the power of our own story. We always have the power in our lives because our the way we speak, the way we interact with people, the thoughts that we focus upon, the actions that we take, the lives that we are a part of, everything is energy participating in our own story to paint what comes next. And so we are learning that I don't have to stay in a situation that does not is not celebrating me, that hurts me. I don't have to be here. I can be elsewhere. I know that I have the power to create differently. And so when I start finding that more and more and more, I can celebrate. Three of cups. I can find things that make me happy. I can find a community that makes me happy. I can reach out. This very well, for some of us, it very well could be about, if I'm in a domestic abuse situation, what is the next step I have to take or I can take that is safe for me to take, um, and to help me explore getting help for myself. Or if there's addiction, what is the next step I can take? Can I go to a meeting? Can I find a group of people who are going through and supporting and helping us succeed in something else? Am I making sense? And so there's stuff like that. It's like, okay, I don't have to do this alone. Sure, sometimes, the best way to acknowledge that we have power is to acknowledge that I don't have to do this alone. I don't have to walk this path alone. I don't have to experience life alone. Let me let me see what I can do to be a part of something. What do I want to be a part of? Yeah. So, what are your thoughts? Let me get a little sip. What are your thoughts for Wednesday, May 3rd? What pops up for you? Any last minute thoughts, questions, concerns? All right. The Justice card is very interesting to me. All of them I like, but the Justice card definitely initiates Wednesday, where we are going to have to find our voice and communicate with the reason. And so when we are speaking to other people in other situations today, it is going to be important for us to be fair and to also be balanced in our approach. Okay, balance in our approach, because sometimes people just we are annoyed by people. It's like, okay, Henry, you are annoying as fuck, but that's just because I'm not a fan. It has nothing to do, like, you're a good employee. You are there's just something about you. And then I go back, I'm like, oh, because in my past, blah blah blah, you remind me of someone. That's not your fault, that's a me thing. And so Henry is asking for a raise or something. Henry's a really good worker, whatever, deserves that raise. And I'm just like, I don't like you, Henry. But I have to be mindful, like, no, 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 no. Henry, okay. You actually do deserve this. Let me weigh this out. Let me be balanced. Let me separate myself from my own shit. Yeah, Henry deserves this experience. They worked for this. They're showing up, and I have to work through my own stuff, my own lessons based on Henry's energy. Yeah. And so, uh, Two of Wands reversed. Like, I don't want to because I feel like I'm giving my power away. But this Henry is not the situation in which I am bringing up. It's flagging up for me. So no, I'm taking full advantage of this, and I'm going through this process, and I say, yeah, you do deserve this. I will write that recommendation, or I will give you that raise, or whatever, because it checks out. Let's celebrate. We worked through this. Yep, take care of loose ends for sure. Oh, that's hilarious. We're celebrating colleague's wedding tomorrow, and the Three Cups. Yeah. Well, also, if you think about it, if you reverse engineer, it's like justice, balance, law, documents, wedding. I can see that. And then the Two of Wands reverse is like when people get married, at times like, oh wow, I'm giving away maybe some of my independence. It just doesn't have to be true, but at the same time it's true in certain ways. And so it's like I have to learn to navigate a new dynamic, right? And then let's have fun. Like, okay, this is kind of scary, but this is kind of fun. A new opportunity. I like that. That's cool. Yeah. Perhaps that Two of Wands, my general reluctance about being out and about in public to begin with. Yeah. Or having to watch people celebrate. Not like it's kind of if you think about it, it could very well be uh I don't want to be a part of something for whatever reason, but I kind of do at the same time. It's kind of like someone who wants to celebrate, wants to do the fun things, but then at the same time, like on the outside, like I don't really want that, but I do. Bittersweet, yeah, I like that bittersweet. Um, so there's this like awkwardness, like yeah. So yeah. All right, y'all. That's what's popping up for Wednesday, May 3rd. Have fun with it. Take some time to meditate with it. Write down the key points for yourself and what you may want to be aware of, what you connect with. And like always, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I love what I do. I love what I do. So thank you for allowing me to do that. And if you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, you can comment. You can also reach out to me. I am here to help and be of service when I can. So until further notice, I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.